Good afternoon, Internet. Eric Arnold here in the formerly known as the Sports Barn. For the duration, I guess it's just a barn because there's no sports going on. What's new today on what would normally be St. Patrick's Day? Well, one of the top 3 amateur drinking days of the year. But since they closed all the bars, it's just Tuesday. Just Tuesday. So, what's up here? Well, let's talk a little sports. I saw, 4 of the Brooklyn Nets, not named in the report, tested positive for this goddamn thing. I guess there's a big controversy right now over what we call this. The Chinese are blaming us, which I think is ridiculous. I'm, okay, I'll be Mr. Jingo, rah, 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 I love my country. But I like to think nobody in this government, led by a Democrat or Republican, would dream up some stupid goddamn bioweapon and then dump it in the middle of your rival's main city, or one of their main cities. I just like to think that we wouldn't do that. So I don't think the Chinese are correct. I think they're lying that this came from the United States. So I guess president to basically just say, no, we didn't either, is calling it the Chinese virus, and everybody's mad because he's doing that. I don't know, call it whatever you want. I think for the duration of this video, it'll either be known as the fucking virus or the goddamn virus, because I'm in a bad mood. And I'll tell you why in a minute. What happened? 4 of these Brooklyn Nets tested positive, 3 of which show no symptoms. We talked about that yesterday. I thought about my show yesterday. I watched the news today and I thought, I'm ahead of the curve on a lot of this stuff. I mean, I'm telling you people stuff now that they're going to be talking about tomorrow. I talked about those stats from South Korea. NBC News hit the president with that in the press conference at noon today. They said, well, it looks like we have stats here showing that a new study saying 86% of the people infected with this thing show no symptoms at all, which is, I don't have the numbers. I was guesstimating it yesterday. I think I said a shitload. 86%? Yeah, that'd be a shitload. There's a shitload of people running around that are infected with this thing and they show no symptoms at all. This is a bad virus. It's like, I'm fine, until suddenly you're not. And in the meantime, all that time you were fine, you spread it to 50 other people. So that happened. Let's see. Philadelphia Eagles wise. For those of you that are just joining us, the Sports Barn is located firmly within Berks County. Where's Berks County? Berks County is in southeastern Pennsylvania, which is firmly within the sphere of influence of Philadelphia professional sports. So the Philadelphia Eagles, this is Eagles country, 100%. Don't be confused. Don't bring your New York Giants or Dallas Cowboy or Redskin crap around here. We don't want it. We don't need it. Won't take it. Malcolm Jenkins, quarterback of the Eagles defense for probably the last 5 years. No longer a member of the team. Not going to be offered a contract. All good things have to come to an end. He's just probably, I guess he probably just wants a little more money than what the Eagles think he's worth. I don't want to say he's not worth the money. He probably, it's just the end, The end comes to us all at some point. Somebody might pick him up. It's certainly possible, but he was a great Eagle. Also, a great Ohio State Buckeye. I am an alumnus of the Ohio State University. So, the end there for Malcolm Jenkins in Philadelphia. All right, what else we got here for you? All right, let me get into this. I was in a good mood till about an hour ago. And then I read something. That's probably my problem, is I just keep reading this stuff. I just keep reading this stuff because I know we're in a historical moment here. And, you know, rather than, I have all sorts of books in my house that talk about history and historical events. And rather than reading about the Civil War or World War II, I know I'm living in a historical moment right now. So, you know, I'm kind of just, I can't stop reading the stuff as it's coming out. And there's news, you know, like I said in one of these other videos, right now, the news that comes out in a 24-hour cycle was more news than would come out in a whole week prior to this. So, apparently, the president and his team are following a model that came out of England. The New York Times is reporting this. Now, you know, take that for what it's worth. The New York Times lies like a rug. But this kind of feels true-ish, just because some of the things that the president's people were referencing in their press conference comes right out of this English study. The English study is bad. I mean, they're all bad. You know, I think Rush Limbaugh and Earl Carey need to do their own study so we have a counterpoint to all the doom studies. Because there is a counterpoint to the doom studies. You know, it doesn't necessarily, just because there's a lot of doom studies out there doesn't mean they're all right. You know, that sort of thing. I saw a video from Ron Paul. I am a libertarian. Ron Paul is the godfather of our school of libertarianism. And he basically says it's all bullshit. So, I listen to what Ron Paul says, and I'm still not sure. But here's what this English study basically says. Here's the time down here. These are months, and it had two lines. I'm just going to put up the American line. It had a line for England or the UK, and it had a line for the United States. So I'm just going to put up the American line just because the English line is very similar to it. Basically, it had, this is people dying. It was like, that. It had them, it's actually shifted a little over to that way. So basically, it had this thing peaking as far as deaths go. And this is if we do nothing. This was their assumption. Okay, we do nothing. And this is, let's see, what was it on this axis? I think it was deaths per 100,000. And up here was 15. So basically, at the peak of this thing, it had like 15 people dying for every 100,000. So you break that down as far as the math goes, the number of people in this country. You know, around the peak there, it would be around 40,000 people a day. You know, right now it's what, 100 a day? You know, it's saying push this out 3 months and you're going to be talking about 45,000 people a day dying in this thing. It's like, whew, oh Jesus. You know, so the press were all over Trump, like, are you scared yet? Are you scared? Why are you so somber now? Huh? It's like, wouldn't you be? I mean, come on. If this is even close to right, that's bad. Now here's the real bad part. This is what's got me depressed. We're over here somewhere. We're still in March. I was under the impression that we were going to do these measures for 15 days and then all the heat would be off. If they're following this model, I mean, I get it that this damn virus, goddamn virus, doesn't show itself for weeks at a time, has an incubation period from like immediately, it seems, to 4 weeks. Furthermore, the young people don't seem to really show much effect of it at all. So they just walk around with a mild cold, and they might have it for a month, maybe more, and may never show any symptoms from it. So I suppose that's where we're at over here right now. You know, the thing is just, the part I think also, the study's 20 pages of very dense medical and statistical jargon. So I scanned it. I ran it really fast. And I didn't comprehend but just little bits of it. So I probably need to reread it. I'm probably, I'm not going to say I'm irresponsible by regurgitating it here. You can look it up for yourself. It's Neil Ferguson, I believe, Imperial College of London, referenced in the New York Times, and you Google search on that, you'll bring it up pretty fast. So you can read it for yourself. But their conclusion is, and another one of their key items that was referenced in the Monday guidelines is this limitation of crowds, that by limiting the crowds, down to as little as 10 people. Hell, we couldn't have even held our fancy baseball draft. I guess we could have. We could have just, had two guys sit out in a parking lot and had them communicate via phone or just scream out their picks and left the door open so we could hear them. I guess that would have worked. If they're going to lock us down where we can't freely assemble for, not 2 weeks, but it's looking like more like 6 months, that's going to lead to trouble. That's definitely going to lead to trouble. I could see that coming. Because we're all on Team USA right now, rah, rah, rah. But at a certain point, if the hospitals don't fill up with dead people or dying people, and you're telling us the world needs to continue to be shut down because there's going to be a rush of dying people, but it isn't here yet, but there's going to be, at some point, we're not going to believe you anymore. So I don't know what to think of that. I have to give that one more thought. So I guess there's 5 stages of grief, they all say. There's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I'd kind of gotten all the way down into the depression, almost going into acceptance. I might have been in acceptance yesterday. I saw this. Now I might have gone all the way back to the beginning now. I think I might be back in denial. It's like, this is going to go on like this for, into the summer? I mean, I'd kind of mentally penciled in July 4th for opening day of MLB. And at the moment, I'm kind of thinking that's not going to happen. I saw the playoff schedule for the NHL. I thought we could have a playoff schedule maybe. I'm starting to think, no way now. So, I don't know. I'm in denial at the moment. I read this and I thought, well, this maybe something else will happen. Maybe, I don't know what else could happen. I mean, they've all pretty much told me that don't forget about a vaccine. That's not going to happen. That's kind of another conclusion of the study is we got to keep doing all this stuff, all these things that we're doing right now, all these sacrifices that we're making. We got to keep doing them until a vaccine shows up. Oh yeah, that'll take 18 months. What? So I don't know. I want to make one thing, a correction from yesterday. I used the word, come on. I think I said something along the lines of, come on, we all think this guy's an idiot. I don't think Donald Trump's an idiot. I'm not happy with everything he does. I think he does and says idiotic things sometimes, I don't think he's an idiot. So I'm still on the side of let's support the president. Let's support the team. I don't think it serves any purpose to have the team members, and that includes Trump, sniping back and forth at each other. Governors of Democratic states sniping at Trump. Trump sniping back because he has to. That's him. You know, there's no bigger man in this guy. But for that matter, there's certainly no bigger man in the Democrats either. So it's just constant snipe, snipe, snipe. And I don't think any of that's good at the moment. That we're all sitting at home, twiddling our thumbs, hoping that someone we know or ourselves don't get sick. I was told that a couple of our subscribers are ill. I was told the symptoms. I don't think they're the boogeyman virus, the goddamn virus. I don't think they have it. The symptoms don't read the same as I've heard on the internet. They seem kind of mild from what I was told. So, well, cross your fingers. I mean, you know, we only got 25 subscribers, so we can't afford to lose any. Got to keep them all. So let's not hope that turns into nothing. For no other reason to keep the subscribers up on the channel. And of course, you know, we like these people, so we don't want to lose them. I don't have a whole lot else to say. I'm sure the news will change by this time tomorrow. Like I said, it just seems like, oh my God, this probably is going to drag out much longer than anybody could possibly imagine. That's what it feels like at the moment at 5:45 on Tuesday, the 17th of March. Needless to say, I won't be buying stocks tomorrow. I don't know anything about the market. You're in uncharted territory right now, but it's possible we could be locked down for months. I can't see how the market is going to react favorably to that whenever it figures that one out, if that's what happens. All right, very good. I'll stop talking, subscriber X, so you can digest what I just said. Again, I don't have a close off because we can't gamble. So stay safe out there, hunker down, find something to do, find a hobby, and I'll talk to you later. Eric Arnold, out.